Hey guys, this is Carla Alexander, if you don't already know. All right, listen. I've been talking to a lot of women going through menopause, and there's a lot of things that women are that apparently don't seem to know what can happen to their bodies when they're going through menopause. I am really amazed at just how uneducated we are as women as to what our bodies could potentially go through. So yeah, I'm gonna be the bearer of bad news, and I'm gonna share with you what it's really like to go through menopause. If you've been following me, you guys have seen the sweating. That's just the outside version of menopause. The inside version is the feelings that come with it, not just losing your self-esteem and your confidence, but you lose your sexuality in it because everything is literally revolved around your menopause. You can't function, clearly. There's things that you like to be able to do and you can't. I mean, honestly speaking, who wants to go and spend an evening with their friends knowing that they have to carry at least 2 or 3 pairs of clothing just to change because of the frequent amounts of hot flashes that they're gonna have throughout the night? That's ludicrous. So yeah, you don't get to go out. You have to be confined to yourself. And if you have a partner, you can't share your space with your partner because of the body heat and the sweating. Legitimately, your sex life is going to be down the toilet because there's not going to be any room, no space for anybody. It's frustrating when you are in the shower and you have a hot flash. Okay? It's frustrating that no matter what you do, your skin dries out so bad you start looking scaly because of how dried out your skin is from the constant sweating. And the thing that they talk about, vaginal dryness, I'm still kind of lost on that one because how in the halibut do you tell me that I got to go head to toe and nonstop sweating, but you missed the spot? Come on, man. Like, did we really get a bum deal as women or what? But yeah, so you get to look forward to that. Let's not forget the chin hair. The chin hair is always fun. And you get to feel isolated because if your friends aren't going through it like you are, nobody's gonna really understand the anger and frustration you go through with every hot flash. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry. It's not just hormonal, but it's physical. You get tired of constantly wiping your skin and having to stop whatever it is that you're doing in the day to just give attention to the hot flash because you have no choice. You're gonna be dripping wet on anything that you touch. So yeah, there's a lot. There was medicines that didn't work for me. I tried estrogen, did not work. I tried other different hormone replacements, they did not work. And because the hormone replacements didn't work, I have to do it naturally, which means I'm going to have to start doing different experiments with more, homeopathic alternatives, which I have been doing, but because some things just don't work, you were kind of hoping for a quick fix. There's no quick fix. I tried it, and listen, it might work for some. It really, a lot of women have successful stories when it comes to the hormone replacement. I'm just not going to be one of them. So that's something that I have to be made, that's something that I had to find out the hard way. Yes, there's always going to be that possibility, but it's always good to know what you're going to be facing. It's important because literally my life has completely changed. I used to be this normal woman who can walk down the street and feel good and look good, and now I don't even want to go out because I don't want to have a hot flash in front of people, because when I do, they don't know what to do except stare, and sometimes they ask stupid questions. But for the most part, people don't know how to respond to watching a woman actually go through what is considered a really, extreme hot flash. It's embarrassing. But if I'm gonna live in this world and I'm gonna go through this with a smile, then that means I have to accept it. It's not anything that I can fix. I can't change the symptoms. I can't make them go away. I can't wish them away. I've tried. I've even tried freaking spells. This shit is not going anywhere. So I have to be okay with it. And being okay with that means knowing that right now, as I'm having a hot flash, I can feel the heat radiating off my body, and I'm out in public. There's nothing I can do about it. So I just have to pretend like I'm okay. It's okay, So it's maybe like 62 degrees out here and I'm like burning up, but it's not really. It is kind of a little hot out here today. I was joking about the 62 degrees, but it's just a little hot. But you see, you have no choice. You can either spend your life or the life that you have during this season in the house away from the rest of the world and wait for it to disappear. But there's so many women out here who are in their 60s and 70s still going through it, and I don't want to be one of those women that spends the rest of her life in the house away. But I can say one thing: I truly do understand what people have to go through, men and women, transgender, gay couples. I understand, because they're subjects to stares and ridicule and opinions and fear. First thing that they see when I'm going through a hot flash is, oh my God, has she got COVID? You know what I'm saying? I could see the look on their face. It's complete terror. Then I have to explain myself. No, I'm okay. I'm just going through a hot flash. I'm going through the change, because now I have to spend my life explaining to people, because I'm tired of people looking at me like I'm a leper. But this is what you can expect. This is how the world works. This is how the world works for anybody who's different. And right now, I'm just different. And there's, like I said, it's a part of who I am. I can't change it, so I have to embrace it. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of things that you're gonna go through. And I really hope that this doesn't scare you or, really, there is no other way to say it. You should be scared, because this shit it changes your life. But at least you are aware. Gotta drink lots of water. It's very, very important. You have got to do your meditations. You have to be able to take your mind away from it. Drink your gatorades, chant your mantras, do whatever you gotta do to get through the hot flash. And eventually it does get better. I do have my moments where it's not as intense. I would love to be able to say it's gone away completely, but it hasn't. And this is what you have to look forward to. Yeah, try talking to a cute dude having a hot flash. Not sexy at all. As far as night sweats go, what they don't tell you about the night sweats is that it changes your entire schedule completely. If you were used to 8 hours of sleep, get over it, because the insomnia comes from having to wake up several times throughout the night to either change your sheets, your clothes, or in my case, I sleep on towels. I have to recycle my towels. I have to rewash them constantly. So yeah, it's also costly, because they don't tell you that either. But yeah, you can't sleep. So your body gets used to not getting enough rest, and it begins to adjust to a 4-hour sleep schedule. Because I think that might be the most I can sleep in a night. And I'm not exaggerating. And it's been like this since the menopause has, started, and I started with the hot flashes. So yeah, I'm usually up if I can get up. Because a lot of times I'm so tired from having to wake up so early throughout the week that some days when I'm, up and trying to move around, I'm just so tired. And then when you're stressed and tired, it increases the severity of the hot flashes. So yeah, stress itself makes it so much worse. But we all know that. We know stress is the #1 killer. But it's very debilitating. There's been many, many days where I just cried. I cried because I was so angry and frustrated that after having 5 kids and having to raise them by myself, that now I have to fight for my life. Because if you ignore your symptoms, if you think that, it's just natural, it's just, what we go through. No, menopause is way more dangerous than that. You can end up in the hospital from dehydration. Your kidneys can shut down. You can have a heart attack. These are the things that they don't tell you about. And this is what happened to me when I first started going through menopause and didn't know what was going on with my body. When I first started sweating, I'm like, something has got to be wrong with me. Even another woman who happened to see me have a hot flash in the store, she was like, what's wrong with you? It's like, oh no, this is just menopause. She was like, no, that's something else. So now I'm scared because I'm like, oh shit, what do I have? So yeah, and you don't know what your body could potentially go through during this process. It leaves you to follow other people's opinion because you yourself are not sure. She didn't know what was wrong with me. She just knew that it wasn't menopause. Yeah, it is. She just didn't have, I guess she probably just didn't have severe symptoms like I did. So all in all, ladies, be kind to each other out here, because you want to make sure you stay as blessed as possible, because this will ultimately change your life. You hear that's the bells. God is trying to tell you something.